Hey guys, welcome back to the Geekbox and welcome to another React video with me. And basically today I'm going to be watching a video that I found at random whilst going through Fallout videos on YouTube called, and you have to bear with me with this one, "The Fallout franchise is in bad shape. Fans are mad and angry. Fallout 76 Greenbrier gameplay thoughts." Can't need more than one breath of that one. But basically, well, it caught my eye because the main title being Fallout franchise is in bad shape, which my usual first reaction when people say things like that is to rage as a fan. But I thought it got my interest, so the title's done a good job as it is. Also, the person that uploaded this video is Vinelic Puma Gaming, so obviously thanks to them for putting the video up in the first place. So let's get in there and let's check it out. Ping with the headphones and let's go.
What's up guys, this is Vinelic Puma, and I've been trying to script out a new Fallout video ever since a bunch of the new Fallout 76 gameplay footage came out. At this point, I'm pretty sure that you've all seen that gameplay footage, but I guess if you're interested in my thoughts on the gameplay and how it looks, I'll go ahead and I'll say this. From a visual and level design perspective, Fallout 76 is actually pretty impressive. The size of the map kind of blew me away due to its size, and there appears to be a lot of variation in some of the different locations. Especially when compared to Fallout 4, which mostly featured a lot of streamlined environments. Plus, I think Bethesda could definitely be commended for Fallout 76's lighting effects, as certain shots of the game at times definitely do look really good. Aside from gameplay though, I also think it's a good thing that Bethesda finally got around to clarifying a little bit more about how mods will work for Fallout 76. And this is because Pete Hines spoke with GameSpot and mentioned that Fallout 76 will have private servers for players to run their own mods. While it does suck that Pete mentioned that mods are coming to Fallout 76 as early as November 2019, it is nice that we do appear to be getting private servers as opposed to the private worlds that Todd Howard mentioned earlier on this year. So I guess in the long term, it's possible that Fallout 76 might become something really special, especially once the modders manage to really get their hands on the game. However, what I actually wanted to talk about today is a lot of the negative reception that the greater Fallout community has had to the release of all of this gameplay, as well as some of the revelations that the gameplay has revealed to us. If you look around online at the comment sections of a lot of different YouTube channels, as well as a few media outlets that got invited to the Greenbrier event, you'll notice that a lot of people don't seem to be particularly enthused with the game. As a great example, check out some of these comments that appear in the PC Gamer article that I've linked in the video description. The Vault Dweller and the Chosen One are spinning in their graves. I like Fallout, I like the occasional survival game, I love co-op games, I like open world games, but every single thing they have ever said or revealed about Fallout 76 have made me less and less interested in it. This gameplay have not changed my mind. And then finally, we have "This looks more like a Walking Dead game with a Fallout conversion mod. This does not feel or look like the Fallout series." This trend appears to extend to the comment sections of various YouTube videos showing Fallout 76 gameplay with some of these comments. I remember when Fallout was about your moral decisions and being able to have choices in a game, not exploring a world and building up your character. The moral decisions mattered most to me. Is there any choice in this Fallout? Based on the comments, I'm pretty sure all this video did was boost pre-orders for Red Dead Redemption 2. I like Fallout when it's single player and you can make it your own with choices and attack things at your own level and pace. Not having a bunch of kids that play it 24/7 kill me constantly because they don't work or do anything, so they're online all the time. It just looks like a cash grab in my opinion. I don't plan on buying it unless it gets a sale and it's very cheap. If other people buy it and love it, more power to ya, but I'll pass. You've even got the Fallout subreddit with an entire thread talking about how Bethesda has ultimately retconned the Brotherhood of Steel, and a number of fans have left comments like these. I'm okay with some lore changes to make things make more sense, but this is just stupid. It actively makes the world make less sense just so Bethesda can have the Brotherhood of Steel in the game. I hate how they need the Brotherhood and Super Mutants to be prominent in everything, and how their solution to ideas that wouldn't work is just, lol, let's change the lore. Small stuff can even be good sometimes, like adding backstory to the Master in Fallout 2. Big stuff like this is pretty stupid because it makes the game look like a cheap cash-in that uses recognizable iconography to make up for its lack of interesting content. Bethesda knows that the fanbase doesn't want retcons like this. Are they not creative enough to create their own faction lore without ruining this one? I'd say that this could have been handled with more tact. It doesn't make sense for the Brotherhood of Steel to come into existence 20 years after the bombs dropped in the Southeast, when they were a West Coast organization. I'd have been okay if we were seeing what would become the foundation of the Brotherhood around this time, like a proto-Brotherhood group that would eventually migrate west and form a part of what would eventually become the Brotherhood of Steel. In this case, though, it appears they've left tact at the door and are ham-fisting Brotherhood content into the game in a manner that doesn't even make sense with even the Bethesda-established timeline. Now, I've showed you a bunch of different comments across the internet here, and while it's worth mentioning that some of these comments were picked up specifically to illustrate a point, and there are definitely some positive comments out there, the comments in general on PC Gamer, across various gameplay reveal videos on YouTube, and especially in the case of the Brotherhood of Steel retcon thread on the Fallout subreddit, all seem to really slant towards being negative. Even a couple of different gaming websites have significant criticisms of Fallout 76, with articles on Forbes talking about how Fallout 76's real-time VAT system looks terrible. And you even have IGN of all outlets where they have made videos on their own website specifically pointing to the fact that Fallout 76's graphics look rough, which is pretty impressive considering how IGN popularized giving games a 7 out of 10. So what we have here seems to be a perfect storm. Not only do casual fans of Fallout seem to be turned off by the game's overall presentation, but the hardcore fan base is upset for a number of reasons, ranging from how Fallout 76 isn't a single-player game, to even specifics about how the game is needlessly retconning previously established lore. Add that to how several news outlets are talking about the game, and what we have here is honestly a disaster. Some of you guys are going to think that I'm being hyperbolic when I say this, but as a creator and a fan of the Fallout franchise, I don't think there has ever been a worse time to be a Fallout fan. Sure, we've definitely had upset fans before with the early criticisms of Fallout 4's graphics, the rift between fans of Bethesda's traditional Fallout games versus Black Isle and Obsidian's vision, and I'm sure people were definitely concerned with Bethesda's decision to make Fallout 3 first person, but I don't think things have ever been as bad as they are right now. Not only are the people that enjoy Bethesda's single-player games alienated, but the hardcore fans of Fallout are starting to feel pretty alienated as a result of all of the obnoxious retcons to the Fallout lore. It's almost like Bethesda is totally unfamiliar with the lore, or even worse, they are familiar with the lore, but then they go ahead and make decisions that break the lore anyway. Why on earth is the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 76 when Fallout 76 is supposed to be set in 2102, and by that time in the timeline, the Brotherhood of Steel is supposed to be on the West Coast? It's weird to me, and I don't want to point out any names because I'm going to get accused of starting some drama, and I'm sure I'm already going to have plenty of accusations of me being jealous over not getting invited to an event. But there are very talented people in our YouTube community that have to know the lore, they have to have a good relationship with Bethesda, and yet none of this ever seems to be brought up. Or maybe, and to their credit, it is being brought up, but for whatever reason, their concerns are just not brought to the right people. I would encourage everyone to speak up, because at a certain point, we're going to wake up one day, and instead of having low-bar headlines like Fallout 76 isn't a proper Fallout game, but it's fun anyway, to headlines like, well, hey, at least it's got power armor. But I digress. I think that fans are a combination of underwhelmed and frustrated by Fallout 76, and while it's not like Bethesda can really do anything about it at this precise moment, I think they should really look at how the game is currently being received, look at how well the game eventually sells, and then make a decision from there.
Yeah.
Assuming that
People
Fallout
follow the fact
76
that they're
is
making a
massively
game.
successful, I'll certainly be proven
You can make your
wrong
own
and
games,
I'll
and
look
fair
pretty
enough.
stupid, but I have a feeling that between the reception online from fans and media outlets, that this likely isn't going to happen. One more thing before I go here, but I want to talk a little bit about some of the parallels that I see between what's currently going on with the fandom menace in Star Wars and how it's kind of similar to what we may be seeing with Bethesda and Fallout. Now, to be clear, it's not the same as Todd Howard hasn't come out and called anybody a man-baby yet, but there is something to be said of trying to appease your hardcore fan base. In the case of Star Wars, the hardcore fans were and are the people that defend the brand to the death and are the people that cosplay and bring plastic lightsabers to go see the films when they come out. They love the films so much that their fanaticism is covered on the news, which in turn inspires other people to want to go see the films. The point that I'm trying to get at is that you live and die by the hardcore fans, as they inspire others to care about what it is that you create. If you don't take it seriously, why should the hardcore fans, and why should anyone else for that matter? Compared to other video game franchises, Fallout is one of the most popular ones in the world that still has its fair share of dedicated fans.
True.
But like Star Wars, it ain't bulletproof, and I hope that Bethesda can course correct and improve things in the future. Otherwise, guys, I think that's going to wrap up this particular video. Maybe some of you guys think I'm totally crazy for what I'm saying here, and you're going to laugh at me when Fallout 76 comes out, it's a massive success, and gets 9 out of 10s across the board. Or maybe you agree, and you're kind of concerned about all the lack of enthusiasm surrounding Fallout these days. As always, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But as always, if you like this video, feel free to like it, click the bell so you can be notified when I upload more videos.
Okay, also it's just the outro I was doing there. Well, for a start, I have to say actually it's quite a good video. I'll probably check out some of the other stuff later on down the line. Some of the things you were saying there, as you saw throughout the video, some I agree with, some I really don't. True, like I said about the law break with the Brotherhood of Steel, it is strange the fact that they're supposed to have travelled that far east already, but obviously their files originally said they were all in the west at that point, but people saying they don't understand why the Brothers in anything at all at that point. Actually, follow the original law, the Brotherhood of Steel, it was a US Army unit, well, a few units together, guys that formed together the day before the bombs fell, because they already knew that the war had gone far enough, and then obviously their mission after the bombs had fallen was to collect the technology, etc, etc. So saying they couldn't be there all 20 years later is ridiculous. Also, it's like Bethesda wants to tweak with the law. Well, quite frankly, that's their right to. They can if they want. I know it's going to piss off a few people that are hardcore fans. I'm a pretty hardcore Fallout fan myself, but I also I just respect the fact that they shape the games the way they want to, and that's how we get the fantastic games we have. If they followed everything that was from the former Fallout games 1 and 2 tactics, you wouldn't have got some of the great storytelling you got from 3, some of the story you got from 4, and they wouldn't allow the things that went to New Vegas either. So overall, you're going to tweak things over time. It's going to annoy people, and there's a lot of other parties as well involved. It's not the same exact people making a Fallout game every time. We saw that in Fallout 4 where certain things in the lore got changed, and it turned out just because it was a different team that was putting that part of the game in. Like a great example, in Fallout 4 they showed the Exo-1 power armor that was used by the Enclave, and they say that it was a post-war suit of armor, but the people that actually made the game put a suit of armor in that had to be pre-war. If you actually follow the original lore, the armor is pre-war. It was created by the US Army, but it never actually got put out into the field fully. So it's just bits like that, really. Like I said, I actually thought that video was going to piss me off a bit more than it did, to be honest, based on the title. So again, a good grab with how he titled it, even though that was a hell of a long title for me. But in the day, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I still personally think Fallout is going to be a great game. I have to basically bite down on what I said originally, the fact that I thought when it first came out it was going to suck because it wasn't going to be single player. But, well, it's coming. It's a month away. Let's see what it's got. I'm really excited, and I'm going to be live streaming Fallout pretty much left, right and centre when I get it, so I'll join you there in those videos. And as always, thanks for watching this video, thanks for watching my reactions, and As always, if you like any of the videos you caught, hit the subscribe button and stay up to date on all the latest content and all the latest live streams that drop. And as always, I'll see you out there.